Early to rise, early to bed, makes a man healthy but socially dead. And I think this quote is really powerful in explaining the relationship between self-improvement and happiness. Because what all of this advice online about being disciplined, about going on monk mode fails to understand is that we're socially wired creatures, meaning we need other people to live. And I'd argue that you can actually improve faster and you can, in the long run, become better only with other people. Why do you need a mirror to look at the back of your head? Because you don't have eyes there. You don't have any way of actually having perspective without other people telling you otherwise. You don't know if you're smart if someone else doesn't tell you you're smart, or you can compare yourself with other people. There's a reason why people altogether exist. There's a reason why we crave a certain amount of attraction, a certain amount of likability. It is because we are wired that way, and our biology understands something that we've forgotten, and it's that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go further, go with other people. Self-improvement, as in this idea of you just improving by yourself, only through your own discipline, only through your own actions, doesn't really work. You'll never truly get to where you want to alone. You need other people. That's something that a lot of people fail to really understand, fail to really accept, and are actually fearing that acceptance because they cannot actually get themselves to say, I need you. I need you for this. I need other people. And yeah, sure, you can become successful and you can get all these things by yourself and improve and do all these things. But my question would be, would you actually be happy? Would you actually be fulfilled? It is a slave's prerogative to base their existence off their own productivity. And I think that it's not that far-fetched to say that we've been placed on this planet not to just work every single day. And that we actually need other people. People argue between, is it the destination or is it the journey? Well, it's the company. It's the people that we meet. It's the people that see us. At the end of the day, every one of us improves, every one of us tries to get better in order for someone to see us. In order for someone to look at us and go, you know, I see you working hard there. I see you've gone through a lot, and I think that's really cool. And I wonder how many people actually hear that I'm here for you. And I know that you're going to achieve great things, but you don't have to. I know you're trying to improve, and I know you're trying to become better, but you are enough. And I have a feeling that if someone actually heard that from the right person at the right time, they would actually give up a lot of the self-improvement stuff. A lot of these self-improvement things. And yeah, you can talk about how you might lose yourself and how you might lose yourself in a relationship and this and this, but it's about balance. It's about understanding the relationship. I'm not saying that one is better than the other, that self-improvement is better than happiness or happiness is better than self-improvement. I'm talking about the relationship. There are times in your life when you need to wake up early, you need to sleep early, and you need to work, and you need to ignore your happiness, and that is important. But for you to just continue to do that, that is something that cannot happen. You have to look at that and see, it's either good, it's either really good. Yeah, objectively one may be better than the other, but aren't both unhappy to begin with? And you can talk about how, yeah, I'd rather be unhappy and crying in my Ferrari, but regardless of whether you're drowning in an ocean or a lake or a puddle, you're still drowning. You're still drowning, and it's still an issue. Like, it doesn't actually degrade the issue that you have. It doesn't degrade you as a person to admit that even though you have all of these blessings and all of these things and gifts that you've been given in life, you still struggle. Struggling is a human thing. And if we can strike the balance between self-improvement and having happiness within our lives with other people, then we can truly live. Then we can truly live our lives and improve and come back. After having this realization, come back into our lives with a perspective where you see that, wait a minute, I'm just a collection of thoughts, memories, and experiences. I'm just like this big idea. And people help me ground that. The right people help me ground it in a beautiful way. That I'm smart, that I'm detail-oriented, or this, and this. And other people give you that. You can't give yourself that. And it can work vice versa. You can find the wrong person and they can give you all the different answers that you don't really want. They can tell you that you are impatient in this way and this and this. And sure, it can be good and sure, it can be lovely. And I think the right person needs to show you that. But some people, some teachers, parents, relatives, they say you can't do it. They say this isn't possible and this isn't right for you. And I think the central issue then becomes, Who are you? And what do you want to do? Are you just being productive for the sake of being productive? Are you just getting into a relationship for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of filling that God-shaped hole in your chest? If that's the case, maybe you shouldn't exactly do that. Maybe the secret to how you should live your life is by finding who you are truly. And that doesn't mean you bury your head in something else and ignore the issue. Going into a relationship so that you don't feel lonely, not understanding that your sense of loneliness comes from your inability to accept your own circumstance, an inability to actually accept your own thoughts at that moment because you're too uncomfortable with your own thoughts, because you know that if you're alone for even 2 seconds, you realize and you ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? Is this really what I want to be doing? Is this really something that I should be doing? Is this the relationship I want to be in? Is this the kind of university degree work that I want to do? When you start to question yourself, and that's dangerous, because you start to understand who you are and you realize that the life that you've built right now, it will be destroyed. If you haven't truly understood who you are, it will be destroyed. You will hurt people. You will have to tell perfectly healthy individuals in your lives that it's not right for you. And when you can just truly start to understand who you are, and how you can do that is honestly very simple. It's by being in the present moment. Then you can find the balance between relationships with other people, not just like dating in general, just with you. It can be your parents, your friends, and everything else, with self-improvement. And use both in tangent in order to improve and become better and just live as a person. Live and change and improve, and that is the purpose of mankind. It is to live, to adapt, to live our lives in the present moment with nothing else. Because in the past, what do? You regret situations. You start to worry about this and how this might affect you now. And when you think about the future, you just continue to overthink, you procrastinate, and you tell yourself, oh, how am I ever going to accomplish this when I don't even know how to do this? And it's like in both situations you're unhappy, and the only time you can be happy is now. I'll see you guys next time. Hope this video helped.